Goody. I'm gonna spill some tea. You're not interested? Hi guys, it's Crystal, and today we're going to do this gorgeous ultra holographic floral look. That's probably not what it's going to be called when I post it, but guess what? I don't have a name right now, as usual. For my base coat, I'm using my Ready for Takeoff Peel Off base coat from Nail Lacquer. I'm using 2 coats of it. I'm only going to show myself putting on one because putting on base coat is very boring. But I use 2 coats of it because these ultra holos are super pigmented and they do have a tendency to stain the nail. For the first color, my base color, I'm using Dirty Laundry from Superchic Lacquer. I always want to call this Superchic Lacquer, but that's not how it's pronounced. This is a gorgeous teal green linear holographic, and you can use my code SERIOUSLY for 10% off all Superchic Lacquers. This goes on super gorgeous, hella opaque, and covers in completely 1 coat. I put down 2 coats because I like to do that with any reverse stamping so that if I mess up my image and have to remove it, I don't strip all the polish off the nail while doing so. Luckily, that didn't happen this time, but it has happened before. So even when I have a 1 coat polish, I throw down a 2nd coat. But as you can see, 2nd coat is not needed if you're wearing these polishes by themselves. They are super sexy. Oh, that is so drool worthy. I should put fancy music over shots like that, but I don't do that. To protect my cuticles, I'm using my Simply Peel from Bliss Kiss. The brush on this one's kind of dying. I need to throw on one of my replacement brushes. I've cleaned this one so many times it's missing a few bristles. So I went a little bit slower on the cuticle here, trying not to make a mess, because I had one bristle that kept wanting to stick out and like brush on the nail, and that's a no-no. For the actual stamping image, I'm using one from the 4 Seasons plate from Lena Nail Art Supplies. This is the Spring 1 plate. I don't think I have her 2nd spring plate, but I might. And for my stamping, I'm using my extra large clear stamper from Twinkled Tea. This is just one of the ones with the really smushy tops, and I wanted the clear one because I found that it's easier to do my reverse stamping with the clear stamper. For the stamping polish, I'm actually using Vibin, also from Twinkled Tea. You can get 10% off all Twinkled Tea products too with my code SERIOUSLY, which all these codes and links are in the description box, so don't worry if you can't remember them later. Picking up this image was super easy off the plate, but it has super thin lines. So I took some tape, I stripped off the excess images because I did get a little of like the image above and below this when I picked it up. And below it is actually a bunch of random flowers. So that wasn't even a whole image, I just had to peel off the edges of flowers. For the color we're filling in these flowers with, we're using Exposed from Superchic Lacquer. This is just this freaking gorgeous pink. I absolutely love this. And I know you're gonna be like, you have a million pinks, you use pink and purple all the time. I don't have this pink, okay? But I do now. Let's back off, alright? I like it, it's beautiful. This thing is like, I think my favorite color I have gotten all summer from any of my press, from anything I've bought. To actually fill this in, I needed something thinner than a dotting tool this time. So I'm actually using my water marbling tool from Twinkled Tea because of the thin lines. And to pick up the polish, I'm simply rubbing it in there like this and going for it. I did put the polish down on a card instead of my Twinkled Tea Glamour Mat because I was testing stuff with my Glamour Mat and it's dirty. Yeah. So I've got it on an index card, I pick it up, and I'm very carefully, very slowly filling in just the flower petals. I didn't want the center of the flower to be pink, I wanted it to be green to give a little contrast. This is definitely one of the most difficult images I have ever reverse stamped. And it's not because the image itself is like particularly detailed or I was doing anything crazy, it's just that the lines on it are so thin. And I was like almost picking them up every single time. I tried this 4 or 5 times before I actually got one I used. So it was just very challenging, But overall, I think it's one of my favorite designs I have done in a while. And not just because it was challenging, but because even with the challenge, it turned out so well and so beautiful. It actually kind of reminds me of like the Arizona tea cans. The colors do, and like the flowers. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it just kind of does. If they had branches that I could like have put down under it, if I had stamped some branches under this, it would definitely be like Arizona tea can nails. For real. Once I've filled in the image, I like to flip over my stamper, just look at it underneath, make sure there's no spaces or anything crazy. And then I'm using Marvel Liquid Macro Top Coat from Superchic Lacquer, and I'm going to put this on a makeup sponge and dab it on my nail. This is what I do for all my reverse stamping. This is my favorite way to get my stamping to stick without risking it wrinkling, without tearing up the nail, without having a big thick glob of top coat making my nails even thicker feeling. It's like a flawless technique, and it has been the best thing ever for me. So you're never going to not see me doing this when I reverse stamp. And then I'm simply stamping down the flowers. I do like to roll my stamper just to make sure all the side ones have really been pressed down well. I'm going to use my stainless steel cuticle pusher from Twinkle Tea to go in and cut off the edges, like the excess bits of flowers around the cuticle. I've actually just sharpened mine so it cuts really quick, really easy. But even when I get it brand new, like when I got this one brand new, it's the perfect tool for this. You don't end up tearing up your cuticle. You don't end up having to use a ton of cleanup. This just slices everything off, and then you can just go in with a cleanup brush and get the bare edges without flooding your cuticles with acetone and polish. I'm doing my cleanup off camera because I had to pull some stuff off with my tweezers and everything, but I'm using my number 2 cleanup brush from Twinkle Tea. I have the little pink one. It's so cute. I love it. I was so excited when I had to replace my number 6 one because of the cats. I actually got the number 2 one as well, and I love having the pink ones. It's just like my choice of colors, whatever I'm feeling for the day. I went in, and as you saw, I covered this with more of that top coat, the Marvel Liquid Macro Top Coat, and then my look was complete and gorgeous. I absolutely love this design. I only got to wear it for one day though, because I had a lot of swatching to do, and then I have to go to work, and I'm just gonna wear basic color for work, but I love this. If I had to recreate it, I would go through and recreate it again. Total, I think to do my whole hand, it took me about an hour. So if you're gonna do this on both hands, it's probably gonna take a while. As always though, everything I use is linked in the description box, and my discount codes are listed down there for anything you want to pick up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more fun stuff and tutorials and a crap ton of awesomeness this month, and I will see you guys next time.